When it comes to the world of fantasy, many things come to mind. Tales of heroes, completely alien worlds, magic, and likely the most famous of all, monsters. Beasts beyond imagination that capture our awe by their sheer scale and stature. And in the world of the lands betweens, this is no different, housing an array of otherworldly beasts larger than life. And I'm Lottie Hardy, and today I'll be showing off their true sizes. So, without wasting your time or mine, let's get started. Number 16, Drakes. One of the first monsters we encounter are drakes, measuring 120 feet long, around 50 feet tall when fully standing on its hind legs, and weighing about 285 tons. These relatively small dragons are far larger than anything we have ever seen on our own planet, including sauropods and whales, with them still being 10 feet longer than the largest blue whale ever recorded. I would also like to mention Bale fits somewhere in this category. While he is much more bulky, he isn't that much longer or taller than the drakes we've encountered, so I don't think he would deserve a higher placement. Also, what I like to note, I get these numbers by using a base animal like a Komodo dragon, then seeing how much bigger the creature is, and using the square cube law to get their weight. And I would also factor in things such as wings to get around a 20% increase. This method isn't perfect, but I think it's a decently good way to get the mass of these creatures. Number 15, Ancient Dragons. The ancestors of the drakes aren't much larger, coming in at 137 feet long, 52 feet tall, and weighing 440 tons. For the most part, they're only so much heavier due to their second pair of wings. You could also argue they're slightly heavier due to their skin being made of stone. However, that would be extremely hard to calculate, so using this as a rough estimate should be fine. Number 14, Astel. Astel comes out to an enormous length of 344 feet. His weight, however, is hard to measure due to there not really being an organism to base him off of. However, due to the fact he's made out of matter from stars, he should be extremely dense and heavier than the prior two just by his length. Just for comparison, Big Ben is only 315 feet tall, making Estelle longer than it when fully stretched out. Number 13, God-Devouring Serpent. The serpent measures 465 feet in length and weighs 734 tons. The serpent is even longer than the height of Hyperion, the tallest tree in the world, by over 80 feet, and it is even longer than any of the alive leviathans we can see in Subnautica for reference. But if it was to consume the entire world, it would definitely need to continue growing some. Number 14, Elden Beast. The final boss of Elden Ring, the Elden Beast, is 206 feet long and weighing approximately 1,600 tons. This weight is large if you think it contains the little stars in it, but even just talking about the lower estimate, it's still over twice the weight of the serpent. The Elden Beast is definitely worth its title as an Elden Whale. Number 11, Everdark Maris. At a length of 367 feet, she is shorter than the serpent. However, I put her here due to the fact she appears as more bulky than the Elden Beast and the serpent, obviously. Her exact weight is hard to get due to the fact she has the biological features of a jellyfish, which aren't the densest thing ever. But just due to the sheer size difference in bulk, I decided to put her here. Number 10, the Great Jar. Coming in at 111 feet tall, his weight is obviously hard to get due to the unknown contents inside of him, but I'd argue he's in the hundreds of thousands of tons, possibly. He is slightly taller than Kong, as he was in 2017, who was only 104 feet tall. Number 9, Furnace Golems. Edging out the Great Jar by literally 3 feet, they come in at 114 feet tall. They are so big that they can even fit Drake inside of them and burn them to ash. Number 4, Nox Giants. Slightly taller once again, they are 118 feet tall, and they should be around 500 or to 1,000 ranges of tons. Fun fact, the chair they sit on would be the largest chair in real life. Number 7, Dead Ancient Dragon. The dead dragon head we see in the Gods Can Do As arena was actually concept art for Grand Sack, but obviously this was retconned into his current design. Though he isn't quite as big, only coming in at 201 feet long and around 1,900 tons, he deserves this spot. Even then, this massive dragon is still relatively small compared to the later dragons on this list. Number 6, Fire Giants. Zullie the Witch, which massive thanks to her for some of the measurements she does. I wouldn't have been able to do this without her. Only has him at 78 feet tall. However, I do believe he should be decently taller when accounting for how horrible he slouches. I used a 20% increase for height, as I believe that should be fair. So he comes in at around 94 feet and 482 tons. However, a lot of people forget to account for the fact that there are other fire giant corpses are also much larger than the one we actually fight. I used a 2 times increase in height for the absolute largest ones we see, as getting an exact size for them is hard. So using the largest of the fire giants, he would be approximately 188 feet tall and around 3,800 tons. This makes them around 20 feet taller than Godzilla -1. However, they are still significantly less heavier than the inflated kaiju. Number 5, walking mausoleums. It's hard to get an exact estimate on their height, but I have it at a range from 157 to 188 feet. Even if we go on the smaller end, it should still be significantly heavier than the largest fire giant, given it's completely made out of stone and has an entire building on it. Number 5, Grail. The mother of all dragons is definitely deserving of her title, coming in at an enormous 597 feet long, 282 feet tall on her hind legs, and 43,000 tons, making her just shy of the height of the Statue of Liberty for reference. Number 4, Grant's Axe. This enormous ancient dragon and centerpiece of Lando is much larger than even Grail, coming in a length of 1,076 feet, 472 feet tall, and around 280,000 tons. This makes him even larger than Monster vs. Godzilla by nearly 70 feet, and even heavier and longer than the king of the monsters. But even despite this, he isn't close to the largest dragon in the game. Number 3, the Drake. Easily the largest drake in FromSoft's history, coming in at 1,286 feet long, a height of 615 feet, and a massive weight of 430,000 tons. He even dwarfs Monster vs. Ghidorah when they are both standing up on their hind legs. He is even 100 feet longer than the largest battleship ever made, the USS General R. Ford, which is only 1,106 feet long. Number 2, skeleton corpses. These giants stand at 2,073 feet tall and would have a weight of 4,600,000 tons. For comparison, they are over twice the height of Godzilla Earth and would classify for the bare minimum height of a mountain, which needs to be 2,000 feet. Number 1, Night Rain Giants. Without a doubt, the largest creature in any FromSoft title is the Night Rain Giants at a height of 11,000 feet. They are over 3 times the height of the biggest building in the world, and easily extends into the range where mid-level clouds form. Thank you to whoever made it this far. So, for whoever watched all the way through, I'd like to give you guys a gift. So in the Night Rain digital art book, we're shown that the Night Rain Titans were originally meant to be even bigger, with their bodies reaching well into the clouds. For reference, the herb tree, which is 16,000 feet tall, isn't anywhere close to breaking through the clouds. This would have easily put the Night Rain Titans in the 20,000 feet of ranges. If you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. You can change some of these placements based on your own interpretation of what you count as size. And if you want to see how we got these sizes, you can join my Discord server. Without anything else to say, I hope you enjoyed and have a good day.